So Midjourney V7 has been out for a few weeks now, and let me tell you, this update is revolutionary. I've been experimenting like crazy, testing every approach I could think of to figure out what works best. And today, I'm pumped to share all my discoveries with you. Whether you're just starting out or you're a seasoned pro, the next 20 minutes will completely change how you create. And don't click away early. I've saved the most powerful techniques for the very end. To begin, let's discuss the basics of prompting strategies in V7. You might wonder what makes V7 special. Well, this model is currently in alpha, which means it's still being refined and will continue to improve in the coming weeks. But even in the early stage, it's showing some serious improvements over V6, especially when it comes to understanding complex prompts. Here's the deal. We have 3 prompting strategies you can use with Midjourney V7, from casual to hardcore. They are open-ended prompts, vibe prompts, and instructional prompts. Think of these as different gears in your car. Sometimes you want to cruise and explore. That's when open-ended prompts work great. When you want more control but still keep things flowing, vibe prompts are your friend. And when you need precision and consistency, that's when you shift into instructional prompting. Of course, I'll show you tons of real examples so you can see exactly how they work. Let's start with the most beginner-friendly approach. Strategy number 1, open-ended prompts. Open-ended prompts are perfect when you're feeling casual or just want to explore. The idea is simple. You give Midjourney a simple concept and let the AI interpret it however it wants. The beauty of this method is how little you need to say to get impressive results. Instead of meticulously describing every detail, you can simply use powerful descriptive words like elegant or futuristic and let Midjourney fill in the blanks. For example, try typing a cool penguin, just those 3 words. See? You're implying what you want rather than spelling it out. Check these out. What does Midjourney think cool means? We've got a portrait with this vigorous pose, one with a hat, and one chilling on the beach. Let's try another one. The perfect breakfast. We are seeing Midjourney's concept of perfect. It might be colorful and extravagant or just a comfortable dish of English breakfast. All of these results are beautifully demonstrated. This approach is super fun for exploration. Here are some more open-ended prompts you can try. Forgotten technology, a mystic animal, cyberpunk meal, and nostalgic summer. This works especially well with art styles too. Just typing cubism or photorealism will immediately transform your image without having to explain what they look like. That's why this prompting method is perfect for sparking inspiration. You can start here, see what Midjourney comes up with, and then refine based on what you like. And here's a pro tip. I often use the describe feature to help with this process. Just right-click on any image you like on the create page, click describe, and boom, Midjourney will generate 4 potential prompts based on that image. It's like reverse engineering the prompt. One more thing about open-ended prompts. They're perfect for the new draft mode, which we'll talk about later. They let you iterate quickly and explore different directions before committing to a high-quality render. They can do great in conversational mode too, but there's an interesting trade-off. Sure, it's more intuitive, but you'll notice your results become more narrowly focused as your prompt expands, often shifting toward what I call vibe prompts. Strategy number 2, vibe prompts. Vibe prompting takes things up a notch. This approach is all about establishing a basic scene, then adding a bunch of comma-separated descriptors. Think of it like creating a mood board with words. I'ma give you an example. A knight in shining armor, Vogue front page, magazine cover, celestial glow, fierce overcast. See how different this is from a simple open-ended prompt? We're giving Midjourney more direction, but still keeping things loose enough for it to interpret creatively. Take a look at the core of the structure. Start with your subject scene, a knight in shining armor. Add key attributes, Vogue magazine cover. Include atmosphere elements, celestial glow, overcast. Maybe throw in emotions or moods, fierce. I like to think about vibe prompting this way. Imagine someone seeing the final image and describing it to a friend. What words would they use? Those are the kinds of descriptors you want to include. Let's try another example. A duck DJing on stage at a music festival. Neon glow, rave, amigurumi. Pretty cool, right? The comma-separated format gives each element equal weight and lets Midjourney blend them together. If you used Midjourney V4 or V5, this prompting style might feel familiar. It's similar to how those models worked best, so if you've been around a while, this should be like muscle memory. Even in V7, sometimes Midjourney still seems to ignore certain elements in your vibe prompt. I've got a trick for you. Move important words to the front of your prompt. For example, if Polaroid isn't having enough effect in a duck DJing on stage at a music festival? Polaroid. Try this instead. Polaroid of a duck DJing on stage at a music festival. You can also be more descriptive, like instead of just Polaroid, try vintage Polaroid with faded colors. See how it goes? Another tried and tested method is to lower the stylized value. This helps Midjourney follow your prompt more literally and reduces its tendency to apply its default aesthetic. Finally, perhaps you didn't think of this method, but doubling up on important words can do wonders. Did you feel it weird that I typed neon glow? It really emphasizes that neon effect. One of the big advantages of vibe prompting is how quickly you can iterate. You can easily swap out or add descriptors to change your results. That's why it shines best when you're in that middle ground. You have a general idea of what you want, but you're open to Midjourney's interpretation and artistic choices. But I want to get even more precise, you say? Let's move on to our most advanced strategy. Strategy number 3, instructional prompts. Our third approach uses complete sentences and specific details. It's awesome when you have a crystal clear vision and want Midjourney to follow your instructions to a T. Remember our vibe prompt from earlier? A knight in shining armor, Vogue, magazine cover, celestial glow, fierce overcast. I will transform this into an instructional prompt. A knight in shining armor poses for a magazine cover. The knight is standing in the middle of a wheat field. The knight is wearing obsidian-colored armor. There is a celestial glow surrounding the knight. The knight has a fierce expression. The weather is overcast. Holy moly, check out that difference. It's like night and day. The instructional prompt gives us so much more control over exactly what shows up in our image. So what makes this approach so effective? Firstly, we're using complete sentences instead of just throwing comma-separated words at Midjourney. Second, each sentence refers back to our main subject. We also use proper nouns repeatedly instead of pronouns, like saying the knight instead of he, and we get super specific about positioning. Finally, the materials are clearly described. This clarity helps Midjourney understand precisely what you want. It's like giving your GPS exact coordinates instead of just saying somewhere downtown. Here's another example. A man and his dog are standing together. The man is wearing a teal outfit. The man is wearing yellow shoes. The dog is wearing a yellow collar. The background is a red brick wall. The man is wearing yellow sunglasses. There is an ominous animated cartoon rain cloud superimposed at the top of the frame. Talk about specific. Getting this level of detail with vibe prompting would be like trying to thread a needle while riding a roller coaster. Does it take more effort to write prompts this way? Absolutely. But when precision matters, this approach delivers the goods. A pro tip for ya. The 2-4-2 formula works brilliantly for structuring instructional prompts in V7. What's that, you ask? Well, it consists of 2 sentences establishing subject and setting, 4 sentences adding juicy details, 2 sentences for atmosphere, mood, or style. Not easy to imagine, right? Here's how it sounds in action. 1 to 2. A wizard is working in his laboratory. The laboratory is filled with glowing potions. 3 to 6. The wizard has a long white beard. The wizard is wearing blue robes. A black cat is sitting on the table. Ancient books are scattered across the room. 7 to 8. The scene is illuminated by candlelight. The atmosphere is mysterious and magical. Instructional prompting also makes it a lot easier to control your image composition. You can literally map out where everything should go. A red apple is on the left side of the frame. A blue pear is on the right side of the frame. The background is pure white. Let's keep it real. Writing prompts this way can feel like doing your taxes, but the results? Incredible, especially when you've got something specific in mind. And here's the good news. You don't have to choose between vibes and instructions. You can have your AI cake and eat it too. After playing with Midjourney for a while, I have crafted a convenient workflow. Start with a quick vibe prompt to get the creative juices flowing, then use the describe feature on your favorite result. This is like getting a cheat code. Dry it off by converting those comma-separated descriptions into complete sentences. Add your specific details about positioning, materials, lighting, etc., and generate your final masterpiece. This combined approach gives you the spontaneity of vibe prompting with the laser precision of instructional prompting, the best of both worlds. Remember, when in doubt, spell it out. The more specific your instructions, the closer Midjourney gets to making your vision a reality. And that's it, the basics done. But of course, we are not gonna stop here. I'm turning to some advanced techniques that help you squeeze every ounce of creative potential from V7. Number 1, mastering natural language structure. Midjourney V7 loves natural language, proper grammar, punctuation, the whole English class package. Unlike earlier versions that worked with keyword soup, V7 thrives on well-structured sentences. If you want to jump straight to instructional prompts but feel like the 242 formula is too complex, this shortcut is for you. Start with a clear subject and action. Add specific sentences about location and environment. Finish with style details. Like this. A Jedi Knight, lightsaber in hand, standing on the edge of a starship. A galaxy of stars and distant planets fills the background. The image is in the style of epic space fantasy, with striking lighting and a sense of heroic grandeur. This structure helps Midjourney process each sentence as its own unit, creating clearer boundaries between concepts. It's like giving the AI clean, organized instructions instead of throwing everything into a blender. Remember, while V7 can handle longer prompts than V6, clarity still rules the roost. Unless you use my open-ended prompting method to get all creative, you might want to be specific. For example, ask for 1970s animated cartoon style instead of cartoon style because there are tons of different cartoon styles. Number 2, leveraging V7's improved understanding. You probably noticed how V7 has done a good job with the 1970s cartoon style. Yes, Midjourney seriously stepped up its game in understanding different styles, artists, expressions, and composition terminology. This means we can now be much more direct with our prompts and get dramatically better results compared to what we could achieve in V6. When I test prompts across both versions, the differences are sometimes striking. For instance, when I prompt for CCTV footage in V6, I mostly get images of the actual security cameras themselves. Not very useful if you're trying to create surveillance-style imagery, but V7 understands what we want here. It shows the footage itself rather than just the camera equipment. Dieselpunk is another great example. V7 creates images that are much more accurate and true to this distinctive aesthetic. Actually, a fellow Midjourney user pointed this out on Reddit. Thanks for that insight. I've been testing V7 with styles from artists like Henri Rousseau's naive art approach, a personal favorite of mine. The difference is pretty remarkable. As you see here, V7 absolutely nails those signature color palettes and childlike qualities that make naive art so distinctive. It gets what makes the style unique instead of just approximating it. This opens up so many creative doors for exploring artistic influences beyond the mainstream. Getting full body shots has become much easier in V7 too. Now you can include full body in your prompt and it works beautifully, even with wide aspect ratios. That approach occasionally misses the mark, but adding clothing descriptions, mentioning shoes, or simply saying standing on the ground helps tremendously. For those portrait shots from the hips up, try including 2/3 body. This is less stable than full body, as you can see. The third image totally misses the point. Still, we do get beautiful shots like this one and this one. Number 3, breaking down complex compositions. One game-changing approach is breaking compositions into sections or layers. This works well for complex scene setups. Let me show you what I mean with the classic over-the-shoulder shot. When I typed over-the-shoulder shot in my prompts, I didn't get what I want because Midjourney interprets this term in multiple ways. So I started breaking down what makes this shot work visually. A gorgeous woman with blonde hair is on the right side of the frame. She has a serious expression on her face. A person is standing on the left side in the foreground. Only the back of the person's head and shoulders are visible. The results were incredible. By describing each element's position and characteristics separately, Midjourney finally understood what I wanted. This approach works well for both wide and tall aspect ratios, giving you consistent compositions regardless of your canvas dimensions. This layering technique opens up some creative possibilities. I've been experimenting with double exposure effects by explicitly describing bottom and top layers. A layered double exposure style image where the bottom layer is a close-up portrait of a man with green eyes. The top layer is a cityscape at night with neon lights. The top layer is 50% transparent. When working with multiple characters, mapping out everyone's position rather than just saying two people talking gives you much more control. It's like being a film director setting up each shot. Number 4. Using Style Raw for maximum prompt control. Normally, Midjourney tries to make everything look beautiful, sometimes at the expense of following your prompt. Style Raw tips that balance toward precision. I ran a series of comparison tests using identical prompts with and without Style Raw. The differences were striking. The Style Raw versions follow instructions much more literally, while standard versions have that signature Midjourney aesthetic baked in. If you're hitting roadblocks with a prompt that won't generate what you need, adding Style Raw can be the breakthrough you've been looking for. I recommend testing it alongside. Lower stylized values. Try 50 to 100. Turning off personalization temporarily, simplifying your prompt to essentials. The combinations can yield surprisingly different results. It's worth experimenting to find the perfect balance for your specific vision. Number 5. Tapping into V7's multilingual superpowers. V7 understands prompts in different languages, but it doesn't stop there. The most fascinating thing is how the model tailors the visual results to reflect cultural backgrounds associated with those languages. Unbelievable, right? Emma showing you. We got a simple English prompt, a photo of a smiling woman wearing a red shirt. Then I used Google Translate to convert this prompt into several different languages, making sure to use the same seed number across all versions to maintain a fair comparison. The results blew me away. Each language produced images that subtly reflected cultural characteristics of regions where that language is commonly spoken. It wasn't just different faces, the styling, environments, and overall aesthetic shifted in culturally relevant ways. This technique has become my go-to approach when I need authentic representation in my images. I've been especially impressed with Japanese prompts for anime-inspired characters, Italian for Mediterranean scenes and aesthetics, Hindi for more authentic South Asian representation. Number 6. Revealing your personalization's true colors. Your personalization code makes all your prompts look better and more tailored to your taste. But do you know exactly how it affects your images? Let's crack that mystery with permutation prompts. Permutation prompts use curly brackets and comma-separated options to run multiple prompts simultaneously. Now you can directly compare how your personalization affects different subjects. Maybe it adds certain colors or textures, or perhaps it emphasizes specific compositional elements. Perhaps this will work for you as it works for me. When picking between image pairs in the Personalize tab, don't choose what's objectively better. Pick what you genuinely like more. I look at one image, then the other without looking back at the first to decide which one resonates with my personal taste. Number 7. Maximizing style reference in V7. The style reference feature in V7 is still evolving, but I've found some effective workarounds for using V6 SREF codes in the new model. You can try 3 approaches that consistently improve results. First, try increasing your stylized value. This might seem counterintuitive since it can potentially reduce prompt adherence, but I've found it often creates more visually cohesive images when working with style references. The higher stylized value seems to help V7 better interpret and apply the reference styles. Second, incorporate your V7 personalization code alongside your style references. This combination helps maintain your aesthetic preferences while still leveraging the style reference. I've found this particularly effective for maintaining color consistency across different prompts. My absolute favorite approach, though, has been blending multiple complementary SREF codes together. I've built up a collection of my favorite codes like a Chef Horde's secret recipes, and I'm still testing combinations from my style reference collection. The blended results often surpass what either reference could achieve individually. It's like creating your own custom artistic styles. Number 8. Speeding up your workflow with remix and draft modes. I appreciate that V7 introduces some seriously cool features that can turbocharge your workflow. Remix mode is one of them. This mode lets you create variations on an image while changing the prompt text and parameters. It will be your savior when you want to breathe new life into your favorite V6 images using V7's capabilities. Instead of clicking Vary, which would give you subtle variations using the V6 model, click Remix Strong. Now you can change the prompt, switch to the V7 model, or update your personalization code. Now let's talk about draft mode. Honestly, one of my absolute favorite new features. Yeah, I did mention it briefly, but you will want to dig deeper. It's a lower quality mode that's perfect for quickly testing ideas before committing to a high quality render. To activate it, just click the lightning bolt icon. You can type a prompt directly or activate conversational mode for an even more fascinating experience. In conversational mode, you're giving Midjourney commands, not prompts. Midjourney chooses a prompt for you based on your instructions. You can even run multiple prompts at once. I want to see a grumpy cat in 5 different cartoon styles. Once you get an image you like in draft mode, clicking Enhance gives you a higher quality version with minimal variation. It's like having a sketch phase before committing to the final artwork. And that wraps up our deep dive into Midjourney V7. Whether you're exploring with open-ended prompts, vibing with comma-separated phrases, or getting precise with instructional sentences, you're now equipped to create amazing images. Want to try these amazing AI yourself? All links and resources are awaiting you in the description. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.